Welcome, and let's begin today in a comfortable cross-legged position toward the front of our mats, allowing the eyes to softly shut, and start to let go of all of the things that brought you to your mat today. Start to let go of all those worries, all of those struggles, stresses, serious needs and desires. Take all of that effort, all of that energy, all of those thoughts, and start to bring them all into your breath. Allowing your inhales to expand and your exhales to elongate. See if you can focus on not forcing the breath to become longer, but allowing the breath to become larger, more expansive. And then start to notice if the breath gets caught. And don't get frustrated if it gets caught. Don't get frustrated if a shoulder starts to bother you. Just see if you can allow it to release and relax. Inhaling in together, reaching the crown of the head high. Exhale, relaxing the shoulders down, away from the ears. Get your knees a little closer down to the earth. Inhaling in, down below the ribs, down into the diaphragm, down into the belly. Slowly exhaling out, pushing your belly button back towards your diaphragm. Inhaling in deeply, inhaling in more than you think you can, and then slowly exhaling it out, pushing out more air than you thought you could, holding empty, breathing in, breathing out easily. And throughout our practice, I want you to always come back to this same breath. No matter where you find yourself, see if you can find these same long inhales and long exhales. Not forcing the breath, but allowing the breath. So with this space in mind, on your next inhale, inhale the arms out to the side, all the way up into the sky, feeling that length. Hold the breath at the top. Bring the palms together and exhale them down in between the eyes to the third eye. May your practice cultivate enlightened thoughts. Inhale, exhale, the hands in front of the mouth. May your practice cultivate enlightened speech. Inhale, exhale, the hands in front of the heart. May all of your practices cultivate an enlightened heart. Pushing the palms together, feeling the creases of your fingers pushing in toward each other. Relax the shoulders down, away from the ears, trying to kiss your shoulder blades into the spine back behind you. With every inhale, reaching the crown of the head a little bit higher. With every exhale, pushing those palms a little closer in toward each other, the shoulders a little closer down to the earth. Feel the length in the spine, but also the length from the shoulders away from the ears. Taking a big inhale in, into the belly, into the chest. Inhale into the shoulders, up into the third eye, all the way up into the crown. And then slowly reversing and exhaling it all out. Take a breath into the belly, into the chest, into the shoulders, into the third eye, up into the crown. Slowly exhaling it out. Reach down, grab your shins, change the crossing of your legs just to even out the body. Palms facing down on the knees. Take a big inhale, shining the heart forward, gazing up into the sky, relaxing the shoulders down. And then exhale, rolling back, pushing the center of your spine far back behind you. Inhale like a wave, rolling forward, letting the belly spill out over the shins. And exhale, rolling all the way back, really pulling against the knees. Inhale forward. And exhaling back. Inhaling in, rolling forward, inhaling in as much as you can. Let that belly spill, and rolling back as you exhale. Inhale, sitting up tall. Exhale, allow your chest to come down over your shins. As you inhale, pick a direction and start to roll the entire body. Play with the sizes of the circles, listening to your breath, listening to the spine. So allowing the body to wake up. If you find a juicy spot and you'd like to take a few breaths, feel it release. Allowing the motion again with your breath. Inhaling deeply, exhaling fully. Start to take the circles in the opposite direction. You can allow the circles to be huge, letting your head go. Play with small circles, just isolating the chest. Maybe just letting the head go for a few rolls. Just listening to that quiet intuition, that quiet breath. And then as you're ready, sitting up tall, sit as still as you can. Still feeling that internal nervous system moving, the breath coming easy. Bring your knees up into your chest, float your toes up off the earth, relaxing the shoulders down, shining the heart up. Bring the shins parallel to the earth, grab underneath the knees, flex and point the toes. Waking up through the tips of our toes. Be sure you're not collapsing in, but really shining the heart up. Release the fingers, reaching down toward the toes. Point the toes, straighten the legs, to whatever degree is comfortable. Breathe deep. Bring the palms together, reaching down to the toes. Finding that breath. Bring the knees up into the chest. Send them around and back behind you. Roll up over your knees and come right into tabletop. Pushing down with the tops of the feet. Hands are shoulder distance apart. Think about the inside of the wrist lining up with the outside of the shoulder. Spreading the fingers. Feeling your shins pushing down into the earth. Shoulders down away from your ears. Big inhale, drop the belly. Lift the heart. And exhale, reverse the motion. Inhale. And exhale it out. Inhale, dropping the belly. Pushing down with the tops of the feet, spreading the fingers. Exhale, reversing the motion. Inhale one more time. And exhale, tuck your toes and come right into plank. Breathing deep. Bring your feet together back behind you. Bring your right hand to the center of the mat. Slowly start to roll over onto the outside of that right foot. Reach the left fingers up into the sky. Big inhale in. Exhale. Inhale, get the hips a little higher. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Inhale those hips a little more. Inhale those fingertips a little higher. Exhale, bring the left hand down. Take a big inhale in and plank. Exhale down to chaturanga. Inhale yourself right back up to plank. Bring that left hand to the center of the mat. Roll on to the left side. Inhale, take the right fingers up into the sky. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Inhale, get the hips a little higher. Exhale, find something in your body to relax. Inhale, get those hips a little higher and those right fingers a little higher. Exhale, coming back through plank. Take an inhale in plank. Exhale down to chaturanga. Inhale through and up to cobra. Push down with the tops of the feet. Relax the shoulders down. Engage the low back. Finding that breath. Placing the forearms down on the earth. Interlace your fingers except for the pinky. Tuck your toes. And come right up into forearm plank. Reaching the heels back behind you. Relaxing the shoulders down. Lifting up through your low ribs, reaching the crown of the head out and away. Engaging the core. Still finding that breath. Breathing deep. If you'd like to feel a little more here, open the hands, palms facing toward the sky. Relax the shoulders down. Breathe. Finding that breath. Finding those same long inhales and long exhales. Feeling your strength down into your core. Placing the hips down on the earth. Place the palms down. Relax the shoulders down. Untuck the toes and sphinx. Pull your elbows back toward you so that your chest heads forward to feel the core release. Find that breath. Relaxing everything down, reaching those hands out in front of you. Lift the hands up into the sky, thumbs pointing up, lift the heels up, still finding that length of the crown of the head. Finding that breath. Pushing your diaphragm down into the earth. We so often forget that the core is not just the front of our body, but wraps all the way around to the back of our body. Feel that core engaged. Breathe. One more inhale in. Exhale, take your hands right underneath your shoulders. Let your knees be nice and wide. Send your hips back, down into child's pose. Take a few deep breaths. Know that this pose is there for you any time that you need it. My voice is only a guide. I only make suggestions for ways that you might take along this journey. If you ever feel disconnected from your breath, disconnected from your practice, then please come back here, take a few deep breaths, and then join us when you're ready. Yoga is not about trying hard. It's about trying easy. Pushing yourself right to that line of no return, but not beyond it. And having the patience and the knowledge that when you come back tomorrow, that line will be just a little bit further away. Deep inhale in. Exhale it out. As you're ready, coming up through tabletop, tuck your toes, send the hips up and back to downward facing dog. Inhale that right heel up and back. Exhale knee to nose. Inhale that heel up. Exhale knee to nose. Inhale that heel up. Exhale knee to nose. Engage the core. Feel the shoulders relaxing down. See if you can get your hips a little closer to the earth, but still keeping those toes raised. Breathe. Softly place that right foot down near the right hand. Coming up to the fingertips, reaching that left heel back behind you, sinking the hips, reaching the crown of the head forward. Finding that breath. Place that left heel down, start to straighten the right leg, bring the right toes in parallel to the left. Relax down in a nice wide-legged forward fold. Feeling that release. Feeling your weight shifting slightly toward the balls of your feet. Feeling the length and weight of your head. And start to walk over toward the left toes. Turn the left toes out, bend into that knee, come up to the ball of that right foot, lunge down on the other side. Feeling that length. Placing that right heel down, straightening that left leg, bringing the toes parallel to each other. Pasarita Padottanasana. This time interlace the hands behind the back, trying to kiss the shoulder blades together, send the pinkies down toward the earth. Finding those long inhales and long exhales. With every inhale, reaching the crown of the head a little closer to the earth. With every exhale, let the pinkies relax down. And then releasing the hands down, walking over to those right toes, turning them out, placing the hands down, send the right foot back to meet the left. Take a big inhale in and plank. Exhale down to chaturanga. Inhale through and up to your back bend of choice. And then exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale coming up to the balls of your feet. Turn the gaze forward, step or float to the front of your mat. And then exhale down in a forward fold. Inhale, bend into the knees, reach the fingers up into the sky. Utkatasana. And exhale, bring the hands to heart center, straightening the legs, closing the eyes. Standing for the first time in our practice, allowing the shoulders to relax down away from your ears. Pushing down with the outsides of your feet ever so slightly so you can feel a little space for your pelvis to tuck underneath you. Pulling in your floating ribs, those bottom ribs. Reaching the crown of the head high as you relax the shoulders down. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice, whatever that might be, whether it's to find peace, stillness, strength, flexibility, perhaps no intention at all, but just to allow yourself to be. Whatever that intention is, place it up above your head, and on an inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, leading with the heart down towards your toes. Inhale, bend into the knees, reach the fingers up, Utkatasana. Exhale, straighten the legs. Bend into the knees, stepping back to plank, inhaling in and plank. Exhale down to chaturanga. Inhale through and up. Exhale back, Downward facing dog. Inhale, coming up to the balls of the feet, turn the gaze forward, step or float. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, reach the fingers. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reaching for that intention. Exhale, leading with the heart. Inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana. This time as you exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Take that right elbow on the outside of the left thigh, pushing down with that left hand. Breathing deep. Be sure that that right knee doesn't come out in front of the left. Maybe reaching those right fingertips down and left fingers up. Breathing wherever you are down into that tight diaphragm. One more inhale in. Exhale, go a little deeper. Inhale, reach your arms out and up, right back into Utkatasana. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Take the left elbow on the outside of the right thigh. Pushing down with that right hand, bring your chest back to the center. Perhaps reaching the left fingers down, right fingers up. Bending just a little more into those knees. One more big inhale in. Exhale, twist just a little deeper. Inhale, reach the fingers out and up into Utkatasana. And straighten the legs. Exhale, down. You can clasp opposite elbows. Let the head be heavy. Shake it yes and no. Whatever you need to release and relax. Feeling your weight transferring slightly toward the balls of your feet. And feeling all of those ligaments in your back letting go. Releasing with the weight of your head. Keeping that left hand, reaching that left hand down toward the earth. Put a little bend in the left knee. Inhale the right fingers up. Going to open up the outside of that right hip. The more you straighten that left leg, the more you'll feel the twist in the low back. The more that you bend the right leg, the more you'll feel the opening in the right hip. Breathing deep. One more inhale in. Exhale, releasing down. Keeping that right hand down toward the earth. Bend into the right knee. Reach the left fingers up. With every inhale, thinking about the crown of your head, reaching a little farther away. With every exhale, twisting just a little deeper. Inhale, reach from every corner. Exhale, open that left shoulder a little bit more. Inhale in. Exhale, release everything down, straighten those legs. Relax. See if you can feel the hips letting go just a little bit more. Try and internally rotate the knees toward each other ever so slightly so that you create a little more space for that iliofemoral ligament on the outsides of your hips so that all the stretching and work is happening in your hamstrings. Putting a bend into your knees, place your hands down, step or float back through your vinyasa. Inhale through and up. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths in downward dog. You can bend one knee and then the other. Maybe bring your toes out to the edges of your mat in a nice wide-legged downward dog. Whatever you need to release and relax. Bringing your feet back to hip distance. Be sure that your wrists and shoulders are still lined up. Inhale that right heel up into the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Softly place that right foot down near the right hand. Place that left knee down, untuck the toes, shining the heart up. And then start to reach back for the top of that left foot with the right hand. And you can start to come back slightly on that right leg and see if you can bring that left heel all the way into your glute. You might need to straighten that right leg a little bit more, as long as this is okay on that left knee. And then keeping that left heel attached to your glute, then start to bend into that front knee and stop whenever that heel comes off your glute. Notice how that really lets go in the top of that left thigh. Breathing deep. And then releasing that left foot. Tucking those toes. Heel down. Bring that right foot parallel to the left. See if your wide-legged forward fold feels any different than it did a moment ago. And then start to walk the hands over to the right. Perhaps just keeping your hands reaching toward that foot. But if you can grab the outside of that right ankle with the left hand, take the right hand in between your arm and leg, reaching for the top of that left thigh. Pulling yourself in. Should really be releasing the outside of that right hip. And then release, walking over to that left side. Perhaps just reaching for the foot. But if you can grab that left ankle with the right hand, take the left arm in between the arm and leg, reaching for the top of that right thigh, pulling yourself in. Finding that breath. And as you release, keep your hands over on that left side. Turn those left toes out, coming up to the ball of that right foot. And the first thing we're going to do to even out the body is to inhale that left heel up and back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale that heel up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale that heel up. Knee to nose. Inhale it up one more time. Exhale, knee to nose. Really engage the core. Drop the hips, but still keep those toes up off the earth. Let the shoulders relax down away from your ears. When you just can't hold it anymore, then softly place that left foot down near the left hand. Place the right knee down. Bend into the right knee, reaching back with the left hand. Pulling that foot in. And then slowly start to straighten that left leg until you can bring that right heel all the way into your glute, wherever that might be. And then bending into that left knee, stop whenever your heel comes off that glute muscle. As long as that's okay on that right knee. If the right knee is bothering you, just go ahead and come right back down. Rolling closer to the thigh. Breathing deep, feeling that right leg release and relax. And then releasing that right foot. Tuck the toes, place that right heel down, straighten that left leg. Coming back into a wide-legged forward fold. This time bring your hands up to your hips with a flat back. Inhale yourself up to standing in a nice wide-legged stance. Bring your heels in toward each other and then bend down into your knees. You can bring your hands to your knees to really open them up, or you can bring your elbows to your thighs. Rock slightly from side to side. Feel those hips opening. And then standing up, but keeping those knees bent, bring your hands behind your neck, interlace your fingers, take a big inhale in. Exhale, right elbow to right knee. Inhale through center. Exhale, left elbow to left knee. Inhale through center. Exhale, right elbow down. Keep the body where it is. Reach the right fingertips down, left fingertips up. Breathe in deep. Keeping the arms as they are. Inhale, coming through center. Exhale, bend just a little deeper into those knees. Inhale that right heel up. Exhale it down. Inhale that left heel up. Exhale it down. Inhale both heels up. Breathe. Just going to hold this for a few breaths. Take one more big inhale in. Exhale, straighten the legs. Place the heels down. Relax down in a nice forward fold. Start to walk over toward those left toes. Turn the left toes out. Bend down into the lunge. Take the left foot back to meet the right. Take a big inhale in and plank. Exhale down to chaturanga. Inhale through and up to your back bend of choice. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale that left heel up. Exhale knee to nose. Place that left foot down near the left hand. Straightening that left leg. Bring the feet parallel right back in. Pasarita Padottanasana. Hands to hips. Inhale yourself up. Bring those heels in. Bend into the knees. Interlace the hands behind your neck. Inhale in. Exhale left elbow to left knee. Inhale to center. Exhale right elbow to right. Inhale through center. Exhale left elbow to left. Staying right here. Reaching those left fingers down. Right fingers up. Be sure the right knee isn't collapsing in, but opening to the side. Finding that breath. Find those long inhales and long exhales. Keeping the arms as they are. Inhale yourself to center. Exhale, bend just a little deeper. Inhale that left heel up. Exhale it down. Inhale that right heel up. Exhale it down. Inhale that left heel up. Inhale the right heel up. Breathe. Just a few breaths. We're almost there. One more. Big inhale in. As you exhale, straighten the legs. Place the heels down. Relax down into a forward fold. Keeping the hands down on the earth, reaching the crown of the head down. If you have a Sirsasana practice, feel free to come into that now. Otherwise, start to walk your hands in between your feet, reaching them as far back behind you as you can, so you can really feel your shoulders, neck, and head release and relax. Transferring the weight slightly toward the balls of your feet. If you've come up for Sirsasana, start to make your way back to Pasarita Padottanasana. And then everyone walk over toward those right toes. Turn the right toes out. Send the right foot back to meet the left. Big inhale in and plank. Exhale down to chaturanga. Inhale through and up. And this time exhale back to child's pose. Knees nice and wide. Forehead down on the earth. Reaching your fingers out and away. Take a big inhale in through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. Open your mouth and sail out. Notice if your child's pose feels any different than it did at the beginning of class. See if your hips feel any more open. See if your breath has changed. Move through some standing postures, working on our strength. And as we do, I want you to really think about this breath where you are right now. As you're ready, inhale coming up through tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes, send the hips up and back. Inhale that right heel up, point the toe, let the foot fall over to the side, really sinking the heart down toward those left toes. Keeping the shoulders parallel to the front of your mat. And then as you're ready, inhale, straighten that right leg. Exhale, bring it forward and through into the lunge. Keeping that left hand down on the earth, inhale the right fingers up. Breathing deep. Be sure that that right heel is lined up with the right hip, left heel with the left hip. Take one more big inhale in. Exhale, reach your hands straight out in front of you. And then inhale yourself up for Crescent Pose. Put a little bend in that back knee so you can really tuck the pelvis underneath you. Push that left heel back, engage the core, take the arch out of the spine. Relax the shoulders down, breathe through to the fingertips and pull that right heel back towards you to engage underneath that right thigh. With every breath, feeling yourself getting a little stronger. With every breath, finding a little more space. One more big inhale in. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Take that left elbow on the outside of the right thigh. Pushing down with that right hand. Just a little deeper of a twist than where we were just a moment ago. Perhaps bringing those left fingers down, right fingers up, or coming into the bind if that's in your practice. If you can see that left back heel, see if it's still pointing straight up into the sky, or if it's opening up to the side. One more big inhale in. Exhale, reach your hands straight out in front of you. Inhale yourself up. Bring that left hand down in between your shoulder blades. Grab onto that elbow with the right hand. Put a little bend in that left knee. Start to lean to the right and back. Opening up through to the psoas. Still pulling that right heel back towards you. I hope that right leg is starting to feel it. See if you can just breathe through it. One more big inhale in. Exhale, bend just a little deeper. Inhale, coming up through Crescent Pose. Perhaps bringing the fingers together as you breathe, pointing with that index, leaning back, full expression. One more big inhale in. Exhale, coming down. Take that right foot back to meet the left. Big inhale in. Exhale down to Chaturanga. Inhale through and up. And exhale back. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale that left heel up. Point the toe. Let it fall over to the side. Breathe. Feeling those hips opening. The shoulders long. Inhale, straighten that left leg. Exhale, bring it forward and through. Keeping that right hand down on the earth. Inhale the left fingers up. Tucking that left hip in. Pulling back with that left heel. Breathing deep. Finding that length as well as the twist. One more big inhale in. Exhale, reach your fingers straight out in front of you. Inhale up. Crescent Pose. Feeling that strength and stability. Really tucking that pelvis under. Putting a little bend in that knee if you need to. Pushing back with that heel. Pulling that left heel back. Feeling that whole leg active. Shoulders down, core engaged, breathing through to the fingertips. Inhale in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take that right elbow on the outside of the left thigh. Push down with that left hand. A little deeper of a twist than where we were. Taking whatever variation you had on the other side. Evening out the body. Feeling that breath down into that tight, twisted diaphragm. Letting that extra oxygen detoxify your entire system. Breathe. One more inhale in. Exhale, reach your fingers straight out in front of you. Inhale yourself back up to Crescent Pose. At any point, if you'd like to place that right knee down, feel free to do so. Otherwise, keep reaching that right heel back. Bring the right hand down to the inside of those shoulders. Left hand on the outside of that elbow, leaning to the left and back. Breathe. Remember that that right knee is there for you. Still opening up from the right elbow, through the obliques, through the psoas. Breathe. And as you're ready, inhaling back up to crescent. Maybe bringing it together, full expression. And then down to the earth. Take that left foot back to meet the right. Big inhale in and plank. Exhaling it all out and down. Inhale through and up. Exhale back to child's pose. Sigh it out if you need to. Breathe it out. Feeling that strength, flexibility. Finding that relaxation in the middle of all of that work. On an inhale, coming up through tabletop. Tuck the toes, exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale that right heel up. Exhale, bring it through. We're going to place that left heel down, cartwheel the arms, inhale ourselves up to warrior two. Be sure that that right knee isn't collapsing into the left. Be sure the hip is tucking underneath you. And that right knee is heading out toward the right side, pushing down with the top of that left foot. Be sure that your hips right under your shoulders, relaxing the shoulders down, reaching the fingers out and away from each other. Breathe, gazing out over that right middle finger. Inhale, turn that palm up, send it back. And as you exhale, bring that right elbow down to the right thigh, left arm up over your ear. Inhale back, peaceful warrior. Exhale down, extended side angle. Inhale back, make it peaceful. Exhale down, extended side angle. Inhale back one more time. Exhale down, extended side angle. We're going to be here for a few breaths. So really tuck those hips underneath you. If that left thigh is pointing down to the earth, maybe slightly bring the left heel in towards you. Maybe taking that right arm down toward the earth, left arm up into the sky. Really pushing out on that right knee. And maybe coming into the bind if that's in your practice. Opening the chest up into the sky. Feeling that breath. Take one more big inhale in. Exhale it all out. On an inhale, head all the way back to peaceful warrior. Straighten that front leg. Exhale, reach. And then down toward the shin, peace grip, earth. Trikonasana. Should feel so nice. After all of that work, all of that strength work, just let that hip go. Tuck that right hip in just a little bit more. Open that left shoulder just a little bit more. Trying to do this whole pose in one perfect plane. All the joints lined up with each other. Breathing deep. Heel toe that left foot in just a few inches. And let the left hand come down toward the earth and reach the right fingers up into the sky. Breathing deep. Trying to reach the crown of the head straight to where those right toes are pointing. Trying to stack the right shoulder on top of the left. One more inhale in. Exhale, release that right hand down in pyramid. Bring the left toes toward the front of your mat so that you can square off your hips, relaxing down. Finding that breath. Coming up to the ball of that left foot, bend into the right knee. Take your weight forward and up, finding that one spot at which to gaze. Hands at heart center. Out to the sides, out in front of you. Warrior 3. I hope that right hip is starting to feel it. See if you can just breathe through it. Finding your breath, knowing that your breath is the most important thing in these balancing postures. Slowly start to reach the right fingertips down toward the earth. Left hand either to your hip or up into the sky. Flexing those left toes. Breathe. And just like we did in triangle pose, with just as much grace and breath, start to bring that left hand down. Tuck those left toes underneath you, pointing them over to the right so that you engage the inside of that left thigh as you reach the right fingers up, twisting half moon. Breathe a little deeper. And then slowly let that right hand come down. Get that left foot just a little higher up into the sky. Standing splits for just a breath. And then bend into that supporting knee. Send that left foot all the way back. Send the right foot back and up. Three-legged dog. And release that hip however you need to. As you're ready, keeping that right leg straight. Coming forward. Keeping it up as you head through your vinyasa. Inhaling up. Exhaling back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a big inhale in through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. Open the mouth and sigh it out. One more time. Big inhale in. Open the mouth and sigh it out. Inhale that left heel up and back. Really feeling that right hip release. And then bring it forward and through for the lunge. Place that right heel down. Inhale, cartwheel the arms. Open up. Warrior 2. Breathing deep. Be sure that that left knee isn't collapsing into the right. Checking all of that alignment. Feeling the length. Feeling the hips opening and strengthening at the same time. Breathe. Inhale it back. Take that palm up. Exhale, extended side angle. Left elbow down. Inhale it back. Exhale it down. Inhale it back. Exhale down. Inhale back. And exhale, take a few breaths. An extended side angle. Really tucking those hips underneath you. Maybe bringing that left hand down to the earth. Maybe coming into the full bind if that's in your practice. Opening that right shoulder up into the sky just a little bit more. Breathing deep, pulling that left heel back towards you. Trying to pull that arch in toward the left heel as you push down on the outside of that right foot. On your next inhale, cartwheel the arms all the way back. Peaceful warrior. Keep the inhale going as you straighten that left leg. And exhale, Trikonasana. Left hip tucking underneath you. If you're feeling this at all, the right obliques come up just a little bit on that left leg so you can really tuck that left hip underneath you. Breathing deep, feeling those hamstrings release and relax. And bringing that right foot in just a few inches. Let the right hand come down toward the earth. Left fingers up into the sky. Still pulling that left hip in. It's not sticking out too far to the side. Breathing deep. Reaching the crown of the head straight to where those left toes are pointing. Breathing down into that tight space. One more inhale in. Exhale that left hand down, pyramid. Bring the right toes toward the front of the mat to really square the hips. Crown of the head down toward the toes, pushing down with that left big toe. And the belly button getting a little closer down to that thigh. Bending into that left knee, finding your drishti. Take the weight forward and up. Hands to heart center, out to the sides, out in front of you. Whatever works for you to feel that balance. Find your breath. Moving with your breath. Slowly take the left fingers down toward the earth. Right fingers up into the sky. Flexing the right toes, pointing them over to the right side. Breathe. Finding your breath. Just like we did in triangle pose. Let that right hand take the place of the left. Tuck those right toes underneath you. Reach the left hand up or bring it to your hip to open that shoulder for these last few breaths. And then place that left hand down. Get that right heel a little higher up into the sky. And bend into that left knee. Send that right foot all the way back. Send that left heel up and back. Release that hip. And then straightening that left leg. Floating it as you head through your vinyasa. Inhale through and up. Exhale back to child's pose. Sigh it out if you need to. Let it go. We have made it through our standing postures. These hips should feel really nice. letting all of that warmth course through you. See if you can still allow the thoughts to just pass you by. Slowly start to roll up one vertebra at a time. Come sitting on your knees. If you are able, take your heels out to the side and sit down in between. Otherwise, stay right here. You start to head back into Hero's Pose. Did a lot of work on our quads. So perhaps you want to just lean back. Or perhaps coming down to your forearms. See if you can keep your knees heading in toward each other. Perhaps all the way down to the earth. And then if you're all the way down, see if you can clasp opposite elbows, place them up above your head. As you engage your core, trying to send your low back down to the earth. Really letting those thigh muscles go after all that wonderful work. Taking a few deep breaths, letting it all go. Letting all of that work release. Finding that breath. Just as slowly as you came into it, make your way back out. And then come standing on your knees. Hip distance apart. Bring your hands up to your low back, sending your hips forward. Allowing that release. Slowly, if you'd like, bring your hands down towards your heels, releasing the head back. If you can. Finding that breath. Finding that light release, that ease. Not forcing the back bend, but allowing it. And just as slowly as you came into it, make your way back out of it. Sitting back on the heels, and then bringing the feet out in front of you. Take the flesh away from the sit bones. Flex your toes back towards you. Sitting up tall. And just see how it feels to keep the body straight in a nice pike. Reaching the arms up, breathing deep. And then bringing that right knee in, still flexing those left toes. Let the right knee fall out to the side. Sitting up tall again, see if you can find that same alignment in the left side of the body. And as you exhale, your belly down towards your thigh, reach your fingers way out in front of you, and then down toward the earth as you release. And relax. With every inhale, reaching the crown of the head a little farther forward, maybe gazing toward the toes. And then exhale, relax the head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale, feeling that length. Exhale, relax a little deeper. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Take a few deep breaths. allowing that hip to open and release. Finding the breath, breathing deep. Slowly rolling up one vertebra at a time. Bring that right knee back up into your chest and place it on the outside of that left thigh. Take the right hand close in back behind you, left arm up, and right on the inside of that thigh if you can, or just hugging the knee as you twist. Gazing out over that right shoulder, breathing deep. Still flexing those left toes. With every inhale, sitting a little taller. With every exhale, twisting a little deeper. Inhaling in. And exhale, release. Take that right foot out to meet the left. Inhale the arms up, feeling that length. Feeling the heels in line with the hips, the shoulders right over the hips. And then bringing that left knee in. Let it fall out to the side. Finding that same alignment on the right side. As you inhale and then exhale down toward those toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Inhale, get a little closer down to those toes. Exhale, feeling heavy. Inhale, lengthen one more time. And then exhale, release. Take a few deep breaths. Finding those same long inhales and long exhales. Feeling that right hip releasing. Pulling those right toes just a little more back towards you. As you pull the crown of your head just a little closer down to those toes. And slowly rolling up one vertebra at a time. Bring that left knee up into your chest. And then place it on the outside of that right thigh. Place that left hand down on the earth close into your spine. Right arm up and over, or hugging that left knee in. Twisting, gazing out over that left shoulder, flexing those right toes. Sitting up a little taller with every inhale. Exhaling, twisting a little deeper. Finding that breath. Finding that release. See if you can feel that twist all the way from the base of your spine to the crown of your head. Take one more big inhale in. Exhale, unwind. Let that left foot head out to meet the right. Inhale the arms out and up. And this time exhale it all down toward those toes. Maybe you just have your shins. But on an inhale, gaze down toward the toes. Get your heart a little closer. Exhale, release. Inhale, shine the heart forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, shine the heart. See if you can get the chest a little closer to the knees. And then exhale, feel release. Take a few deep breaths. Feeling that huge life nerve that runs from our toes through the bottoms of our feet, through our heels, back to our Achilles, back through our calves, backs of our knees, through our hamstrings, through our hips, through our glutes, through our low back, mid back, upper back, shoulders, neck, and shooting out the crown of the head. See if you can feel that whole line of energy. Breathing through it, letting it release with every breath. With every inhale, feeling a little more length. With every exhale, a little more release. Keeping the head heavy ever so slowly. Start to roll back, walking your hands back. And then one vertebra at a time, rolling all the way back as you pull your knees up into your chest. Pressing the heels down, we're going to do a nice little counter pose. It's all of that forward bending. Push the heels into the earth, lift the hips up into the sky. Just come into a nice easy bridge. Feel free, take the hands underneath your shoulders and push yourself up. As you're ready, rolling down one vertebra at a time. If you're inverting today, go ahead and send your feet up over your head into plow and up into shoulder stand. If you're not inverting today, take that right ankle on top of the left knee and pull it in nice reclined pigeon. We're almost there. Just a few more breaths. Be sure to grab the other side if you're in reclined pigeon. If you're up in shoulder stand, perhaps finding a little stillness, or playing with one foot and then the other down toward the earth. As you're ready, making your way through plow, and then everyone pull your knees up into your chest. Let that left leg straighten out onto the earth, holding on to the right leg with the left hand. Let that right leg fall over to the side. In our final spinal twist. Releasing and relaxing. Letting it all go. Letting that breath release. Slowly bringing your knees back through center. Straightening out that right leg, holding the left leg in, pulling it over the body. Feeling that last vertebra release. Letting it go. Letting the thoughts go, the worries. Slowly bringing your knees back through center. Give yourself one final well-deserved hug. And then extending out into our final Shavasana. Let your toes fall away from each other, tucking one shoulder blade and then the other. If your tongue is connected to the roof of your mouth, release it so that you can feel that clear passage of air in and out of your nose. Feel the weight of your bones, the weight of your muscles, the weight of every cell in your body, heavy, sinking down supported by the earth underneath you. Allow yourself just to breathe. Allow yourself just to be. Slowly allow your awareness to come back to your breath and just notice how you're breathing. See if you can feel your breath in your fingers and your toes. Run your thumbs over your fingertips. Roll the wrists and ankles. Stretch your arms up above you like you're waking up from the best dream. Keeping the eyes softly shut, rolling onto one side or the other, find your way back to that same comfortable cross-legged position in which we started class. Sitting up tall, finding that breath. Notice if you're sitting a little easier, if your breath is coming a little calmer, and if your thoughts seem just a little bit further apart. Inhale the arms out to the side, all the way up into the sky. Hold the breath at the top. Bring the palms together in the energy of our entire class and exhale it all down in between the eyes to the third eye. May your life be filled with enlightened thoughts. Inhale, exhale the hands in front of the mouth. May you always have the patience for enlightened speech. Inhale, exhale the hands in front of the heart. May your heart have the healing it requires to live an enlightened life. Namaste. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you. My name is Stephen, founder of Free Yoga TV. For those of you at home, there's a donation button on your screen, and no amount is too small and is much appreciated so that we can continue to bring yoga to anyone and everyone around the world. And if you'd like to join us here at the studio, at Play, there's a link so you can find out some more information on our in-studio classes. And for those of you here at the studio, there is a donation box in the back, and also no amount is too small and is much appreciated. And just remember that change doesn't happen just with the time that we spend on our mats. Change happens with every conscious breath that we take in our lives. As always, peace be with you.